Hi, folks. This is my man coming to you from parts unknown. How is everybody tonight? I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, we got some news there. How you doing, Diane? OJ, he corked off today. Today he had cancer. We got a report about that uh, last month, wasn't it? Maybe not even that long ago that he had it. So. Might have been diagnosed when he was in prison. I don't know. But I decided not to put anything in my picture thumbnail there because he's got to face his maker for what happened in his life, as we all will have to. How you doing, Diane? How you doing, Jersey Joe, Susie D? Nice to see you all. So, how'd you like my thumbnail? We got a picture there of Julian Assange. Araceli, how you doing? Hi, Mary. Working late today. Okay, all right. And that's when I do picture shows. I try to do them where people can listen and not have to look at every picture. I've done that. I've listened live streams and I'll be like, oh, what do they got on the screen? Stop what I'm doing and look at it. I know that's an inconvenience sometimes. Oh, yeah, I love the thumbnail. Thank you, Araceli. Well, I put that thumbnail up there. It's odd how there's a lot of stories going around about what we've been talking about since day one about Biden's mental health. Now it's starting to be put out more in general conversation. But he did say he was considering dropping the charges against Julian Assange. Is that so he'll be let out? Which would, I think, significantly reduce his protection. Maybe is that what they're thinking about? They want to get rid of him? Or is it something else? Is it something else? Because we've been told a long time ago what was going to bring down the house, what was going to be the key, okay, to all the doors was going to be D-class. Now, is that going to happen through these court hearings? Like with Eileen Cannon? I was going to put in my thumbnail in capital letters, compelled to disclose. But that didn't quite happen with Jack Smith. He's got to disclose some of the things he's trying to file as a big secret from everybody, including the defense, Donald J. Trump. So we got some chess games going on. We got some chess games. We'll see which way they go. So, hi, David. How you doing? Nice to see you. I'm glad you liked the program. My last broadcast, I had in my thumbnail NPR. And then I started talking about other issues. I didn't even get around to it. But there was I won't say kind of a blow up, but there was a blow up about NPR and their biases coming out, their hiring practices, how they had, I think it was 87 employees that reported they were Democrat, and a lot of them donating to Democrat causes, and not one Republican. And that's buried somewhere in my notes and information, but I meant to bring it up my last broadcast, and sure enough, the next day, what does Mr. Trump put in his Truth Social? Defund NPR now. Okay. So, yeah, I should have done that and said, see, I told you I'd get you stuff that Mr. T is going to be pounding on. How you doing, Jason? Lone Wolf, how you doing? So, yeah, I'll see if I come across that in my notes. I saw something on Citizens Free Press. Speaking of OJ, I'm gonna jump back to that. They had a clip from CNN, and Citizen Free Press put a quote up. They said, "Well, CNN can delete this clip if they want to, but the internet's forever." And the quote is, "There's a lady, I guess, speaking, says, quote, so many people were just happy to see that someone who's rich and famous and black could get away with, and then they changed their tune." What were you saying? He got away with getting away with what? You know, and those of you who have been watching my broadcasts, I think it was late last month, I mentioned the OJ case. I'm not saying I predict stuff. I'm just saying I brought it up out of the blue. And I said that was the first time the nation's consciousness had come to the realization that we have a corrupt justice system and our culture is divided way past what we thought it was. Way past what we thought it was. When he got away with that, we realized that was something very wrong. Not that certain people or groups are wrong, but that people are resisting the system, okay, to the point where they even take their own conscience and credibility and throw it in the trash pail to make a point, a cultural point. That's when you know the divide is bad. How you doing, Wayne? Gloria, how you doing? B-Dog, Kicking Bird. Hi, Nikki. YouTube didn't send you a notification. Oh, my goodness. Make sure you hit that, go back and hit the bell twice. Make sure it's lit up. So anyway, I took a screenshot of the Twitter notification from OJ's family, and I like I said, I wasn't going to put it in my title or my thumbnail, but I will talk about it in my broadcast. And you know, when somebody dies, it's a human life. But like I say, he's got to deal whatever he's got to deal with. But the family put out a statement, said on April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. So, you know, that's why I'm not going to put it where people are scrolling through and seeing OJ's face. That stuff will come down the road. Maybe when I do a picture show, I'll put up some stuff. How you doing, CJ? 1975. David, how you doing? So we'll see how that goes. Boy, I tell you, the view is just getting crazier and crazier. You know, I wonder if there isn't some people who listen to me quietly that might have been on the other side of the fence, that might jump over to our side, or at least anonymously pull on the rope in this tug of war to help us out rather than pull against us. And that's what I hope for. You know, even though I don't get much interaction with people on the other side. I want to. I've always said that, but it always seems that after I do, they end up, I end up having restrictions or complaints or problems. They just can't seem to have a conversation without running to authorities. Isn't that something? But anyway, if you are out there, the person I'm talking to or persons, please listen, and I appreciate you being here and think about what we have to say. And these are interesting times. But on The View, it says, Whoopi says Republicans want to bring back slavery. I ought to do a list of dopey quotes, accusations, and statements coming out of that View. I'm wondering how many people are watching that just to document those dopey quotes. I can't imagine people are watching that there's can be a large amount of people nodding and agreeing, except for that phony audience that goes, yay, every time they say some moronic thing or some cheap shot at Trump or Trump supporters. I can't believe that the majority of the audience can agree with this type of lunacy and idiocy. So I don't know. That's ABC. We're going to see how that goes, because what was it? Sunny Hostin said she's going to find herself in the same boat as George Slopanopoulos, as Trump called him. George Slopanopoulos repeatedly saying Trump committed the hard R word, R-A, okay, pissed. And he's going to get sued, and so is ABC. Sunny Hostin, she's angling for the same thing. But anyway, we'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to be a lot of people who are going to be sitting in a courtroom for a great many things. I tell you what, Tommy Tuberville, he came out with Senator Tommy Tuberville. He's telling it like it is. And people call it hate. They can call it whatever they want. But facts are facts. And he said trans, and you know what, genders who use the locker room of the gender they identify as, quote, should be jailed. And if people say, well, they're not being nice to people. Well, listen, we all know that there's going to be a large percentage of fraudulent individuals that go on sports teams, compete, okay, that are not genuinely dysphoric about their gender. They're doing it for the money. They're doing it to be standouts because they can't make it in male sports. That's fraud. Okay, we also have to accept the fact that there are going to be people who are going to claim that so they can go in and oogle girls, okay? Someone who doesn't accept that as a fact doesn't understand life, okay? It's called indecent exposure, okay? When you're a male and you expose yourself, okay? Think of how many times people got in trouble for trying to peek into women's locker rooms or the girls' locker rooms at camp or something like that. You got in big trouble for that. But now, you don't think that there's people out there who are going to take advantage of this cultural, what do you call it, permissiveness, just because somebody says that they fall into that 1.5% supposedly now. It's really less than 0.5%. It might be even 0.5% of a percent that are genuinely medically dysphoric. Okay, if they're otherwise healthy, otherwise developed normally, otherwise born in a normal fashion. But for all these people to be claiming they are, to actually get in there and ogle women, So common sense. Well, what were we talking about that we noticed was somebody was getting some heat on them? Dr. Ouchie, right? That heat is raising, the temperature's raising. Hi, Terry. Nice to meet you. Let's see, or see you again. That's right. You've been in here. That's right, Jason. That was the old way they were referred to. And certainly people that are doing it that have no intention of changing their gender. They're just trying to get in to commit some manner of offense, whether it's psychological or physical offense against women. They are degenerates and undesirables. But no rational person can say that that is not going on. One first. Okay. Convict Trump. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Now, listen, you're welcome to be in the chat. So one first, just use capital letters sparingly because they think that is shouting in the I mean, you can use caps, just don't do every one of your posts in caps. And use be respectful. Don't be making insults or name calling in the chats. I don't know you, you don't know me, but we'll go over this stuff with Trump and Judge Merchan. We'll see how that ball bounces. And we'll talk about that later in the broadcast. Now, right now, I'm talking about people going into ladies' bathrooms I had one that I didn't get to put up on my picture show where this guy had a wig on. And so he went in a ladies' room, right? Well, he had a phone taped to his shoe. And they had a picture of his foot with his phone taped to his shoe. What he would do was, I guess he would go and sit on the stall and have the phone recording, and he'd stick his foot under the stall wall to see record what the woman was doing in the stall next to him. Now that is criminal. That's weird. That's weird. Ban Trump from going into women's changing rooms. Well, I don't think he ever was in 101 first, except E. Jean Carroll said he did 30 years ago. She can't remember the year, the month, the day, and nobody else saw it either. But she said it happened. So if we're going to convict anybody, not just Trump, but think about it, 01 first. What if somebody said 30 years ago you did something you didn't do? So if it's okay for this to happen to Trump, what are you going to do when it happens to you? How about that? Oh, hi, Kim. Nice to meet you. Well, like I said, we won't insult each other. We'll have good conversations, That's what we can do. So anyway, yeah, he taped a phone to his shoe and stuck it under I might keep that and put it up on another broadcast. But I tell you, people that don't like Trump, they got to understand that the tide is changing. the tide is changing. Oh, well, he admitted he did his beauty pageant. Well, he owned what was it, Miss America or whatever it was. He owned it, and he didn't go in there to look at naked women. Nobody complained about it either. He said he did it at his beauty pageants. But people are presentable. Coaches go in the locker rooms when their team is all suited up and says, "We're going to get them on the third quarter. We're going to go. We're going to get them. Yeah, rah, rah." You're going to call the coach that goes in the locker room? Well, I mean, you don't know what you're even accusing somebody of. Yeah, I saw that letter too. I got a copy of it. I might read it. Diane Stormy put out a letter, said it never happened about the Mr. T thing. We'll see. 01 first. We spell that word S3X because if you put the word in my chats, I got to take that comment out because you have to spell it with a 3. Any words like that, S and then EX, Trust and Safety doesn't like that in the chats, okay? And that's why I say no dirty words and words like R and then A, okay, and PE, things like that, you can't put in the chat. So use a number use a number for a vowel like R4PE, R4PE, S3X, P3DO. Get it? You don't. Okay, you do that again, and 01 first. I'm taking that one out, but you do it again, I'm gonna take you out of the chats altogether. Okay, don't do it. I just gave instructions, and they're simple. And you're welcome to be here. Just try to learn the rules. Now, see, okay, that's good. That's a good question. That's a good question. Hi, William. How you doing? Because it's the same arguments people bring in about Trump. That's the same ones. They say E. Jean Carroll's accusations are true. They say he grabs women. It's all BS. I've gone over it. My people who come in chats are sick of hearing it. But he said women let him grab them. And the news for years, over and over, he grabs them whenever he wants. He just walks up and grabs them. He said they let you when you have a lot of money. And everybody that has a lot of money will tell you the same thing. They want you to. It's a fact of life. And it's true. So now what are you going to say? That Charlottesville, that white and then supremacists are good people is what Trump said when he said, I'm not talking about them. They edited that out. And when they played the full statement, for years, they put out a doctored video. And you just keep repeating it. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? 01 first. Yeah, you can put FDJT in there. I don't care. But you're not listening to me, Angel. How you doing? Sissy, how you doing? But if I'm trying to talk about the main insults they throw at Trump, factual rebuttals, but they're too busy in the chats with petty arguments and name calling. There's no point in me wasting my breath. Okay? These chats are not to go around with petty name calling, especially when I'm defending Donald Trump, and I want answers from the person that is putting forth the misinformation, but they can't pay attention because there's childish nonsense going on in the chats. Now, this time when I get upset, I'm not gonna sit around here and wait till I settle down. I'm just gonna go to bed. Let me see what's going on here. What are we dealing with? A bunch of 12-year-olds? Yeah, well, you guys can have a chat. You know, I'll leave the broadcast open. You guys kick around little 12-year-old insults. I want people to come in here that have a different point of view. Well, I see what's going on here. The last 10 minutes, I might as well have been talking to my shoe. Childish nonsense. Childish. Somebody comes in new and screw what I'm saying, screw how I want to defend Trump and how I want the person to answer me back like an adult, because they're too busy in the chats dealing with this childish nonsense back and forth. Are you all reading what you put in here? All right. I know there's some of you all in here listening, but there's too many in here with this nonsense. Petty nonsense, getting in childish arguments and throwing around childish insults. I know Joe Biden goes to the bathroom in his pants. I know Joe Biden sniffs little girls. I know Joe Biden did. Is that what you want whenever somebody comes in that doesn't like Trump? Joe Biden fell up the steps. I'm not here to talk about that. Where's they at? What was a statement? They come in to get attention, and they get my attention. All right, the last comment was no rules if you're talking about Biden, but heavy rules if you're talking about Trump. Typical right wing. Well, that's I said you could say what you want about Trump, but I get to respond, and you have to listen to me and respond back to me. If you want to go to a broadcast or a platform where you can argue with people in the chats, and that includes the people who want to argue in the chats, go to Reddit. Go to Reddit. Everybody can rip each other's hair out of their head at Reddit. But I said two things, which I've lost my train of thought with all this gibberish in the chats. But it is always the same thing. Always the same thing they start off with. And I was waiting for Charlottesville to be the next repeating lies. Remember what I said. These people on the left, and that's fine. They can repeat the lie. But when I prove to them it's not a lie, that it's not the truth, then what? Move on. What is the next thing why you don't like Trump? Let's knock them down one by one. So where are you at there, 01 First? Tell me a lie he said, 01 First. And why you thinking about it? Think about it. Think before you type. That's another thing where I get my Irish up. When people type while I'm talking, and I can tell they're typing while I'm talking, and that means they're not listening to me and my response. So you take your time. He won the election. How about that one? Well, that is good, because keep an eye on Fannie Willis. Keep an eye on Fannie Willis trial. Everything is going to come out there. And I want to ask you this, 01 First. Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, that is just two of the people who laid out prima facie evidence. Whoa. Now, see, I got to take that out of there. That's all caps, and you're calling me a liar, and you're typing while I'm talking, 01 First. See, you're gone. Now, your question. He won the election. How about that one? Keep an eye on Georgia. Fannie Willis. Floyd is coming out. She's looking at criminal charges. Okay. On my past live streams, I put up where the hearings are going on right now in front of the very same judge. No, they have not ruled Biden won. And you're typing while I'm talking, and this is your last warning. I'm going to answer your falsehood that 60 court cases ruled Biden won. Every single one of those judges did not hear the case because they said that either the statute of limitations had run out or Trump had no standing. None of those court cases you're citing was evidence ever presented. That's all been hidden. Now, if you think somebody of the caliber of Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell are going to come up with falsehoods, you say ignore the evidence. The evidence is going to be shown in Georgia. You watch what happens, 01 First. You watch what happens. The evidence is going to be shown in Georgia. So there was a historic crime where the election was stolen. Trump, how many votes did Trump lose Georgia by, 01 First? Please answer me that question. Please answer me that question. How many votes did Trump lose Georgia by? And you're welcome to Google. Don't put in an incorrect answer, please. Google it and tell me in the chats how much Trump lost Georgia by. I want two things from you, 01 First. I want to know the vote total, all voters, and how many votes Trump lost by. Would you do that for me? I don't think Mike Lindell would do that for you. Are you getting to work on it, or are you worried about Mike Lindell? Maybe you need some slippers. Well, I'm going to give him a minute to answer me. And you know what, Nikki? I can't either. I can't. Ugh. Okay, I get this answer and answer the question. I'm shutting down the broadcast. So what's the answer? I'm broadcasting right now. You're running your jaws. How many votes were there in Georgia? Anybody in the chats can put up, please put up accurate numbers. How many votes did Trump lose Georgia by? My memory says 11,000. 11,000. MS Motorsports says 10,000. It's somewhere near that. But Owen First has all the answers. Single Songwriter says, how many votes did Trump lose by? You say Biden win by, so go ahead and tell us. But people aren't enjoying this, so I'm not going to keep dealing with it. Diane, you looked it up. It's 11,000. How many votes were cast in Georgia? Wanda says 11,779. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Wanda. How many votes were cast in total in Georgia? See, you're just putting in insults. One first, I have to delete that comment because you're just putting in insults. We're doing a factual analysis here, and I'm thinking you don't want to play along. You don't want facts. Jersey Joe said right. 11,779 votes. How many people voted in Georgia? How many people voted for Biden in Georgia? Let's see. What's that guy's name again? One First. You ought to know, that's your man. Hi, Robin. Thank you, Robin. I'm going to put Wanda's comment up there. How many? That's the number. It's on the screen. Well, thank you. I knew there are people out there listening to me that didn't comment, but we had a lot of people leave because of all the nonsense. This isn't a romper room chat. They didn't. I'm going to take that comment down because it is inaccurate, and I will repeat to you in the English language. And if you put a comment in while I'm talking, I'm going to block you. That's your last one. That is off topic. You're putting in off topic. I'm working on the Georgia election. I'm removing your comment. Pay attention now. And if you put another comment while I'm talking to you, One First, I will block you and go on with my broadcast, and you'll have to continue to go through life repeating lies. Now, you say fact. Court cases, ask Rudy, have ruled that Trump lost. You're on the screen right now for history, okay? That is a falsehood, and I'll tell you why. Because, now I'll erase the comment because it's false. Because none of them heard evidence. They either didn't hear the case because they said Trump had no standing, and they said that the time period to file was so you're out of here. You said block me in caps and being a smart aleck because I'm proving. Now here he is. I'm a not you, Jersey Joe. I'm gonna put this up here. Where's it at? There it is. There's somebody asking for it that doesn't want to engage in a factual conversation. A child who repeats lies, okay, does not listen when somebody tells them what the truth is, and then says, block me, because they just want to disrupt the chats. And I will say, did anything good come out of this? Yeah, I think it did. The next time a nitwit like this comes in, do not carry on the chats like a nitwit responding to a nitwit. And I don't want to make anybody mad at me, but I mean, it's not productive. Let me handle the nitwits because they will cut their own throats and get themselves blocked. Now, you still want me to block you? You still want me to block you? Because I will. Let's go right through your crap, your liberal crap right here. How many criminal indictments has Trump racked up? Here is some Midas trash network crap talking points. Trump hasn't racked up any. They're all dreamed up garbage from a bunch of corrupt prosecutors who are going to go to jail. There are judges that are going to be removed from the bench and go to jail because they are violating their oath to their office. And they are unprecedented in their actions, and they are breaking the law. Trump did not rack them up. They racked them up. Okay? How many criminal indictments have crooked prosecutors charged Trump with? Where is that nitwit? All right. All right, you guys. Things aren't working out tonight. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Appreciate everybody helping out, supporting the channel. Everything send to the Trump campaign, or get yourself something nice from Buy Me a Coffee. I mean, My Pillow. Nothing to Buy Me a Coffee. Everything go to My Pillow or helping out Trump. And you guys have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.